I just received a call from someone highly influential in the crypto space, and I was informed a major crypto exchange, bigger than FTX ever was, is operating under conditions that raises serious red flags that could lead to an exchange failure. This crypto exchange could be on the verge of disaster. And hear me out. I will try to keep this within YouTube guidelines, but if this issue escalates, your crypto holdings could be at risk. This is not a financial advice, this is just a warning. In the next 30 days, your cold wallets could matter more than ever. And stick to the end of this video, I'm going to be sharing my top security tips and how you can protect yourself from black swan events. And if you follow my work, you know I have been putting tremendous amounts of research into trying to understand what's really happening behind the scenes, what nobody's talking about in the crypto space, and what are the systemic threats to digital assets. Yes, I have previously uncovered the risks of dormant BTC wallets. I also spoke in the past about Tether and all of the risks associated with stablecoins that are not backed by tangible assets like gold and silver. So exchanges are not the only risk. It really seems like that the perfect storm is building up. I truly believe Brad Garlinghouse was 100% accurate when he said 99% of the cryptocurrencies would disappear. Well, my first tip, considering the current market circumstances, is to get rid of meme coins. I truly believe you should not be holding anything that doesn't hold any utility. I truly believe this is the moment in time where you should lower your risk exposure to the crypto markets. I truly believe you should not be engaging with unnecessary risks, and this means focus on digital assets that are solving real-world problems. Focus on the major players in this industry that are operating in a transparent way.
I think, anytime there's a new market, there's a lot of people that run into that market and try to show that they can solve a problem, they can deliver a customer need. I have said publicly before that I think 99% of all crypto probably goes to zero. But there is that 1% where I think that is focused on solving a real problem for real customers and is able to do that at scale. And that's going to be game-changing, and I think that's going to continue to grow significantly in the decades ahead.
Focus on digital assets like Xrp, fully regulated. Focus on companies and business models that are operating for a long time, just like Xrp, XLM, Algorand, SHX. Well, there are many examples of cryptocurrencies that have already survived multiple storms. I don't see any reason why you should be holding coins that have no intrinsic value, that work only because of speculation. And most importantly, avoid the ones that are artificially inflated by Tether. Now, coming back to an exchange collapse, how you can protect yourself? Well, the first thing you want to do is minimize your exposure. Same principle as the meme coins. As you want to shrink your meme coins portfolio, you also want to be holding only a small percentage of your entire portfolio in crypto exchanges. Do I use exchanges? Absolutely yes. I think it's a necessary evil. And honestly, despite a holder, I'm also a day trader. I run a private trading group, so I do trade on a daily basis. And in any case, whenever I want to buy a new crypto asset, I usually go through the exchange, I buy the digital asset, and then I just send to my cold wallets. I only leave stable coins in the crypto exchanges. And of course, that represents a small fraction of my entire holdings in the crypto space. And basically, I use that stable coins to do more money trading so that I can buy more fundamental crypto assets. And the moment I buy those crypto assets, let's say I make $1,000 by day trading, I'm going to cash out that $1,000 by buying Xrp. And then I'm just going to send my Xrp to a cold wallet. And then I know that Xrp is actually safe.
Now to the cryptocurrency crash that has traditional markets on edge. One of the largest exchanges in the world, FTX, collapsed this week after a chain reaction set off by a leaked document that raised questions about the company's finances. Here's a look at how it all went down and the aftershocks now shaking the financial markets by the numbers. $500 million worth of FTT tokens. That's how much a competing exchange called Binance pulled out of FTX following the leak. The sales sent FTT prices plummeting. $6 billion. That's how much investors sold off over a 3-day period, leaving the company scrambling for cash and ultimately agreeing to sell non-U.S. operations to Binance. But then they backed out of the deal, saying that the company's finances could not be saved. The collapse is sending ripples across the financial world. Bitcoin fell 16%. It's now down about 75% from its all-time high a year ago.
So definitely be very cautious with crypto exchanges. And my final advice now comes to cold wallets. I'm preparing a tutorial on how you can actually send your Xrp safely to cold wallets. I'm also going to share my favorite brands, but that video is coming out tomorrow, so I don't want to make any spoilers. But when it comes down to cold wallets, the less you interact with them, the best. In other words, set your cold wallet, send your crypto there, and forget about it. So of course, if you are not trading or doing something that requires you from moving your funds outside of the cold wallets, I don't recommend you to touch the cold wallets at all. If you are here for the long term, the best you can do is just leave your cryptocurrency in the cold wallets and forget about them. And here comes my most important piece of advice. Never, I really have to highlight this, never ever have a digital copy of your seed phrases. You know what's very common with some of my clients? They buy a new cold wallet, and when it's time to actually secure their seed phrases, they write that on the notes of their tablets, iPhones, MacBooks, or whatever Windows computer that you have. I receive a lot of emails from people who got their funds compromised. I receive a lot of emails from people who lost their life savings because someone got access to their keys. And in 100% of the cases, those people have a digital copy of their seed phrases. So yes, I know that's very convenient. You set a new wallet, the first thing you do is take a screenshot, or perhaps you write your seed phrases down on the notes of your iPhone, your tablet, your MacBook, your computers. And then if a malicious software is installed to your computer or someone gets access to your email address or your iCloud, there's a very high chance they're gonna get access to your cold wallets. If someone knows you hold crypto, the first thing they're gonna be looking for is your seed phrases. So you need to be very responsible. You can't have a digital copy of your seed phrases. I do recommend titanium plates. That's something that I have used myself to keep my funds safe. So remember, cold wallets are fundamental in the crypto space. The less you interact, the best. No digital copy of your seed phrases. And finally, be very aware that there are thousands of people on the internet that are trying to steal your funds, especially in the YouTube comment section. There are fake accounts everywhere. There were over 500 fake accounts of myself on Twitter. And have in mind, I am still banned. I am the real one and I am not allowed to use the platform. Well, that doesn't happen only to me. That happens to every single content creator on the internet. Nowadays, they even using artificial intelligence. They coming with sophisticated mechanisms to try to steal your funds. So please take care of your Xrp, keep your Xrp in cold wallets, be very mindful that exchanges can fail at any time because I want you to succeed on the long term. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, what you would like me to discuss in the next video. And remember, if you want to trade crypto without KYC, I'm going to drop a link in the description of this video. It's the exchange partner of this channel, operating for over 14 years without a downtime. And if you're watching this channel for the first time, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, everyone. I'm going to see you in the next video.